Hi guys, it's Quinn here. If you enjoy my videos, consider hitting the like button. It's the only way the YouTube algorithm really notices me. So today we're going to be talking about a book set within Iain Banks's Culture series, The Player of Games. Now, I've done a couple of other videos on the Culture series broadly, but in this video we'll be focusing on this book specifically. This book follows the character Gurgay, a citizen of the culture who is really good at games of all sorts. In fact, he's so good at games that he's famous among the citizens of the culture. But there is an interesting dilemma that comes with playing games in the culture. Because the culture is a post-scarcity society, there's no money, there's unlimited resources essentially, there's virtually no violence. Games don't really have any stakes. So though Gurgay is very good at strategy, very good at intellectually stimulating games, he is unfulfilled and bored with the games of the culture. And even though at this point in the culture games have become very complex and even evolved into a kind of art form, there's still something fundamentally missing. Now the plot of this book follows Gurgay as he gets to play a game with actual stakes, a game called Azad that takes place outside of the culture, within the Azad Empire. The Empire and the game have the same name because the game and the political and social structure of the Empire are inextricably linked. Now, Azad, which means system or machine, is an exceedingly brutal and cruel empire. The game is so complex and subtle, so tied into real life, that not only does playing the game force the player to reveal their own motives and political interest, the outcome of the game determines that person's place in the society. So the absolute worst players end up on the bottom of society, and if you win the game, you become the emperor. A big part of this book is how Gurgay reacts to the empire of Azad. He was born and raised in the culture which is highly protected. There is no violence, there is no poverty, and in contrast to the culture, much about the way the Azad operates reflects all of the negative aspects of humanity. So Gurgay is kind of thrust into this, and as he plays the game and becomes entwined in the machinations of the Azad Empire, he begins to recognize exactly how sheltered he was living within the culture. Now, we will be getting into some spoiler territory here, so if you have not read this book and you don't want to be spoiled, then probably click away, but if you don't care about spoilers, continue forward. So I think the main theme or the main idea in this book is that, a lot of society and politics is a game. A lot about the way humans interact with each other socially is a game. And it's not a fair game. It's a game that's kind of gate-kept by those who have won the game in the past. Because a key part of this book is when we realize that the nature of this game itself actually reflects the sensibilities of those that are already high-ranking. So in a weird way, the upper ranks are gate-kept. So while the game appears to be fair on a surface level, it actually isn't fair at all. And that is definitely reflective of the real world in our modern society. We definitely have this illusion of equal opportunity. Even though, if we are honest with ourselves, obviously equal opportunity does not exist. There are obviously some people that come into the world in way worse situations and some people that come into the world in way better situations. And there are all these tremendous barriers in place that prevent those on the bottom from actually climbing up to the top. Azad itself is a lie. The machine, the system, is a lie, and this is demonstrated even more at the end of the book when Gurgay comes face to face with the Emperor. He has made it here himself, facing off with the Emperor, and ultimately wins. But the Emperor, still with all the power he has amassed, tries to kill Gurgay and all of those who had bore witness to the fact that he has won, and in doing this he will be able to hold on to his power. Now, he ultimately fails, but it exposes the fact that the game itself is off balance, and it exposes the brutality of the Azadian system. Now, the big reveal at the end, though there were hints throughout the book of this, is that the culture itself had set Gurgay up in order to discredit this particular system. The events of this book do lead to the collapse of the Empire of Azad, as the game is discredited and no longer seen as a viable way to determine standing in society. Now, what's ominous about this book is how it reflects aspects of the real world, because it is quite unsettling to think about the fact that fairness is in a lot of ways an illusion, and to think about the fact that so much about the way we are forced to live our lives in society seems game-like. It seems like we're playing into something that really is quite arbitrary, because that's just the way it is. This is the way it's been set up before. This is the way it's been running since long before we were all born. And I think that a lot of times while getting caught up in the game, it's easy to kind of not see the very real world impact of it, and to see the real people that are being affected and whose lives are being changed. In the novel, just like in real life, the game is trying to impose its own very specific representation of social, societal, and political reality. It's trying to say this is the way things are, so you might as well play the game. And the truth is, you don't win any points by choosing to not play the game. The only real solution in a circumstance like this, which the culture figured out, was to discredit the entire system, to show the fallacy in the whole thing. And once the credibility of this system is destroyed, the hierarchies can no longer be justified. What justifies that the emperor is the emperor? A caste system cannot function indefinitely if it cannot justify its hierarchical structure. I would highly recommend The Player of Games for any lover of real science fiction that reflects something fundamentally true about the world that we live in. It's definitely a book that you will continue to think about for a really long time after you read it. And unlike a lot of the other books in the Culture series, it really focuses in on one character and one story. So the themes in this book are really focused and clear. Highly recommend. Make sure you like and subscribe for more Quinn's ideas, and let me know what other science fiction books you'd like to see me cover on this channel. Peace out. So we've got some great news, guys. Quinn's Ideas officially has a Discord. Now my goal is to make this Discord a great place for all science fiction fans to come and talk about science fiction, share their favorite books, share their love of science fiction stories and concepts while having a lot of fun. I'm really excited about this new way to engage with my community and to create more connectivity between my viewers. I hope you will join us over on Discord. Thank you so much. Just a heads up for those of you that may be interested, my next graphic novel, The Lie Behind the Star, is launching February 2023. You can sign up now to get on the email mailing list to get notified as soon as it launches. More information on my website, link in the description. Thank you guys so much.